just been amazed by the amount of growth that apprentices have gone through in what seems like an astonishingly short amount of time. One of the, here recently at Launch Scout, we've had 4 developers that have gone through the apprenticeship program and joined us as full-time developers. There was a conference, an Elixir conference last year, where we had 3, I think, of those new apprentices that have just gone through apprenticeship in the last year speaking at that conference. Not only are they becoming successful developers in their career, they're also already able to give back to the community what they've learned in a nationally recognized kind of forum. There's no way I feel like as a new developer with less than 2 years of experience, I would have been confident and comfortable doing that. That to me is a great example of how I'm just blown away by how far people come so quickly. But I can also go back to like the very first apprenticeship we ever had. One of the apprentices there, she came into the apprenticeship, frankly, as green as any other apprentices that I've ever had, and she would tell you that herself. She was struggling with kind of some basic terminology like, what's a server? And just kind of basic vocabulary. She just was amazing in terms of any time you threw a new concept at her, she'd take good notes, she'd write it down, she'd go, spend some time learning on her own after we're done coding for the day, and almost always literally the next day she'd be able to apply that concept productively on her own. And I was just consistently blown away by how quickly she ramped up. And her trajectory, not only was she successful during the apprenticeship and got hired as a full-time dev, I think within 2 years she was tech lead for her team. Seeing her and watching her progress, I wasn't surprised when that happened, but in terms of the overall success of how quickly can somebody ramp up their careers, it was just a great example. And it spoke to me really concretely about, with apprentices, and I think with people, but particularly with apprentices, almost doesn't matter how much you know when you start. What really matters is how quickly you learn. So what I always tell people when I'm being nerdy about it is you should hire for slope and not y-intercept. So what does the line look like of somebody's trajectory? That's what matters. It doesn't matter where they start over here. It matters what they're doing and where they're going. Such a rewarding experience to see that as a mentor and as somebody who helped get this program started. Seeing people's trajectories has just been a lot of fun, incredibly rewarding, and still always continues to amaze me.